I have missed you all so much. I am back. I feel rested, but I am ready. So ready to play in makeup. By the way, it is Feral Monday, and I do want to get feral. I don't know how feral I want to get. Also, I did have a cold last week, so I still sound a little stuffy. I'm fine. I don't want y'all to worry. Be like, oh, are you sick? Y'all are so sweet. Y'all care about me. And y'all notice the smallest things, and I love that. Y'all are the best friends anybody could ask for. But I feel fantastic, and it's Feral Monday. We don't know where we're going, but we know clean canvas is going to get us there. So we're going to start with that. I'm using the shade, I'm actually using the shade Fair. Had to double check that. Let's make sure we get that nice and even across the lid. And that's why I like to use the C31 for the short, dense bristles. Just gonna make sure it's just applies it as evenly as possible. And we're not gonna set the base. We set as we go. And when I say that, that means that we're using the eyeshadow to set as we go in each section instead of setting with translucent powder. I used to do that. And for me, it didn't always work out because I would sometimes get patchiness. So I find that setting as I go always gives me a really nice even blend, especially when you're doing more spicy looks. So listen, I bought this quite some time ago and I never got around to using it because it kept moving places. I don't know. My makeup gets on the move sometimes. But it's from Urban Decay and it's been 1,000 years since I have used a Urban Decay palette. Again, I don't know where this is going, but it's Feral Monday and I'm just gonna start here. This color looks so beautiful. I'm gonna pick up quite a bit of it because I'm gonna lay this through my crease. Again, this is gonna be completely normal for now. Don't worry about that. We're not even gonna set that area. Let's start to pack this through the socket. I'm pressing, just kind of pressing back and forth. That's a beautiful color. I was in the mood for some periwinkle today. And then I went and I found this and I said, my goodness, it's perfect. So let's bring that all the way across. And when you're doing these more feral looks, you really just have to trust yourself. You have to know that it's not going to end up just looking like this. We're not finished. It's going to take a little bit more technique, but I'm going to show you all of that technique. So I haven't picked up any more of that product and we're just going to keep tapping back and forth to transition it. I also want to give you a tip about colors like this. Colors like this are extremely soft. And when I say soft, the actual formula is very, very soft. Anytime you have a lighter pastel, periwinkle, even if it's pinks to greens to blues, purples, anything that's kind of pastel like this, that formula is very soft. And what tends to happen with that is the more we blend it, it'll become patchy. It'll start to just kind of blend away. And when I say blend away, it disappears. So when you're using these types of colors, you just want to be mindful how much you're picking up on your brush. And you also want to be mindful about how you're pressing that in. Swiping with a color like this might be too aggressive. It just kind of blends it away. And I understand most of us really do enjoy swiping and I know it works for us. But with a color like this, try pressing. Just try it because it's a very delicate color. If you do still need to swipe, make sure that you lay it down. Always lay it down like this. And then if you need to, just swipe the edges very, very lightly. Because again, these kind of colors, no matter the formula, no matter who it's by, they're very delicate. It's the formula of the shadow. So I think I'm already gonna grab this shade again. I love this shade. I'm just gonna cover my whole body in it. No, I'm actually gonna do some warm red browns with this as well. But this is gonna be the front part of the lid color. Let's pack that on here. And then we're gonna start to move on. I have an idea. Ooh, that's so pretty. Now remember, it is Feral Monday, so I do palette hop. It's the only day of the week I do palette hop. I'm gonna hop over into this one. I know you're thinking, Rose, what you going for? Bozo the Clown? Maybe, maybe. But wait, it's actually gonna turn out really nice. I hope it will. So we aren't going there yet, but we're gonna need some red from that palette. I'm gonna start with this shade. We're gonna grab this. I lightly wiped off my E28. Just wiped it on Sheila. Sheila actually got a holiday bath. That's exactly what she got. So we're gonna take this shade and I'm gonna start to pack this on the outer corner. Notice how much red is in that. I feel when you have blue on your eye, you can see how much red is in browns. That's just a brown. And if we were doing neutrals, we wouldn't have noticed it as much. Let's just take that and pack it there. And now I'm actually gonna grab that same shade on the tip of the brush. And now I'm gonna push that into my socket. It really matters where you pick up your product. And I'm just gonna keep tapping that and we'll start to wing that shadow out a little bit more. Also, I need you to trust the process. So we need to continue to tap this. I did pick up one more little tap on the tip of the brush. Bring it this way. I actually love a blue and a red brown together. Love it. Picking up more of the brown. Pack that on the lid a little bit more. And then I'm gonna wipe my brush off. And now I'll just tap this to soften that transition. And I'm not gonna bring it all the way over. Just softening. Okay, so I cleaned up underneath here with my micellar water, but now let's add a touch of this red. I love this Viseart palette. I know that this looks intimidating, but if you'll notice, there's a lot of red in this brown that we're using, but I want it to be even more red. So I'm gonna actually add red. And a lot of times, even our browns could have yellow. Of course, a lot of browns have orange. There's just so many uses. In fact, I should do like a whole series around adding these to eyeshadows that we already have. That would be fun. We're not there today. Today, we're just adding a little bit of the red to this reddy orange brown. And I'm just gonna tap it. I might add some sparkle here. That's why you're seeing that not blended. I'm just not sure where we're going. But I know that we needed more red in that brown. It's recorded and then it told me that it couldn't record that clip. I don't know. Maybe I need to update. Grabbed this shade on an E27. And then we're just gonna tap that to melt these colors together. I feel like this eye looks like a watercolor. So pretty. So I'm still gonna need to palette hop some more. I'm just having fun. Feral Monday is my one day that I get super creative. And I know that these are not looks that y'all would probably wear, but they're looks I would wear. And they also help me, they help me even grow as an artist to be able to help you more later. Because I learn things from doing these extreme looks and then I'm able to explain those things to you, even for your everyday, just your classic look that you enjoy to wear. When I can do this, I learn from doing this, so it actually helps you later. I'm here to help, but let me be creative. So I need to palette hop over here. Been loving this palette, by the way. Absolutely loving it. We're just gonna grab this darker brown here. Actually, I might grab this one too. This one's a little bit warmer, as you can see. This one's a little bit more neutral. What makes this warm is actually the red. We're all learning something here today. It might be a little advanced, but I know that y'all can handle it. So I'm gonna take this darker brown and I'm gonna press it here. I'm using my E27. I need some more precision. And I'm just gonna deepen this outer part of the eye. It's gonna add more depth. Mixing the same two shades. I do about 2 taps in each. There we go. I'm actually gonna take it over this way a little bit too. Now I'm in the mood for some gel liner. We're going winging today. What I do like to do is I'll scoop some out with the E26 and then I'll put it here on the back of my hand. That way I can shut this really quickly. Even just a few seconds every day, it really does dry out gel liner. So you want to scoop it out and then I just have it here on my hand. And then Another thing I want to show you is that I like to get it really even on the E26. So I don't want to do it like this where it's just a big clump. You can see that. I want it extremely even. So what I'll do is I kind of roll it on my hand. Now look at how nice and precise. Yeah, I'm just going to do a classic wing. Coming into the new year, I'm going to do some updated wing liner tutorials. I know that y'all are going to want those. We're going to do kind of a refresher of everything. But for right now, I'm just going to go all wild with this liner. I will say this isn't just another bent liner brush. It gives you extreme precision. Let's get a little bit extra lashy today. These are the style Full Moon. There we go, you get on there. Ooh, look at that. So I'm gonna go today and I'm actually going to get 220 in this formula because the match in this formula, this is the one for balance to dry skin. This color is perfect on me, but I actually like this formula more on me, and I'm balanced to dry, but this formula just wears better and I feel like it just looks so nice. So I'm gonna go today and I'm gonna get 220 in this formula. I love this formula. This is still a great formula, but for me, I feel like this one is just top notch. That was just an update because I actually want to try this. This is from, I hope I'm saying it right. It's either Gee or G Beauty. It's Gee. It's the Prime Skin. So it says it's a tinted multi-primer, multi-purpose makeup. We shall see. Let's see what happens if we just put some here because it does have quite a bit of color. I haven't tried it, but I did swatch it on the back of my hand. Let's kind of see what happens here. Maybe this would be a buildable moment. Maybe we would use this as a primer. And then if we wanted a lot of coverage, because it does kind of adjust. I mean, you can still see my redness. It's not a foundation. I wanted to try it out. See what happens. It feels nice. It feels like a really nice skincare. So here it is on just one side of my face. I feel like it's really glowy and it did give a little bit of color. You could definitely wear it alone. It's nice. And it feels like skincare. It's got some nice grip too, which makeup always enjoys gripping to other products. I am going to put foundation on top of it, so we'll see how that works out, but I'm blending the rest of it right now. I definitely like the way it feels on the skin. Listen, I just randomly reached into my foundation drawer and I pulled this out. This is the NARS Light Reflecting Foundation. That match looks nice. That looks really nice. I wasn't all about this when it first came out, but you know what? I feel like sometimes things can change. For one thing, that match is already really, really nice. And I remember not loving the match. That's why we just gotta come back to things. I don't want to ever say something is my all-time favorite except for the Givenchy powder. But I don't want to say things are my favorite because I feel like my skin changes. It changes by this with every season. That looks really nice. And that's one of the reasons y'all never hear me say, oh my gosh, I absolutely hate this, or I'm really aggressive about a product, because my opinions can change. They really can. Because my skin changes. I'll keep y'all updated on that primer that we used. We'll see how it wears. We'll see what happens. And the brush is a prototype and coming soon. I'm just gonna let this run because we all enjoy watching foundation melt in. And then I have a little bit left here. We definitely need to melt in some of that base towards the nose. Let me grab my brush. We'll grab an E29. We're grabbing the E29 because the bristles are more fluffy. That means we're not going to get as much coverage, but we don't want a lot of coverage through here because we still want to be able to see the blue because that's what gives it the watercolor effect, but we definitely need to cover up. I was saying before it cut off, we'll go across the top part. I haven't added any more foundation to this brush. I'm gonna melt that in. Go underneath there, clean that up. And then I'll take what's left on my forehead here and I'll just go around my brows. I need to do this side too. I'm using the side of the brush. And today I want to show y'all how we get this lash line looking clean. We're going to do that in just a second. So before we even add concealer or powder, I'm actually going to grab cream bronzer. I haven't used this one in a while. I'm always trying to switch things up, but this is, I'm just going to say it, this is my favorite cream bronzer, also from NARS. The foundation, I am enjoying it, and I do think it looks really, really nice today. But to be honest, the Revlon one, I prefer that one. But this cream bronzer, I can't find one I like more. And I feel like my skin needed a little bit more red. So I'm gonna grab this one because it has quite a bit of red in it. I always feel like NARS foundations, for some reason, when I first put them on, they look lovely. And then they just shift a little too yellow. But by doing this before concealer, before powder, this is going to give us some more red. The red that I need. Ooh, Jean's sleeping. I think I'll do my matte concealer today. Ooh, Jean. Sleepy boy. You can see it's a lot, well, not a lot brighter, but it's brighter than my foundation, about 2 shades. And that just kind of highlights the center. If you're wondering about that placement, it's just going to look like light through the center. Everything else we want it to be shaded and shaped. I might start going a little bit more in depth about the reason I'm doing things because I always like to do that at the beginning of the year. And I also like to throw my makeup brush on the floor. It didn't go in the floor. So we're gonna grab this one. This is the C31. I'm gonna let it run because I want y'all to see kind of where I put that concealer. And I also like this brush because I need a smaller brush. And the reason why is because I wanna bring that concealer in here to brighten, and it fits perfectly. I also don't want to take it too far down here because I don't want to highlight that part of my cheekbone. That could make my face look a little bit wider. So I'm letting that bronzer kind of shape that and lift that area. So I wanted to keep my concealer through here, stopping right there. And I'm sure by now we know the smaller the brush, the more control we have. One of my favorite cream blush formulas, they have beautiful colors. I know this one might be a little bit intimidating, but I wanted to keep everything a little bit more red. And also notice absolutely no powder on my face. Fun. Let's do a little bit across the nose. And the reason we put it there is the sun naturally hits there. Also, that's more of a preference. It's just, you don't have to do that. Just do what you like to do. I like to do different things every single day just because, I mean, I love makeup. So we're gonna melt this in with a C41. And remember, we still have to put powder on top of this. So it's going to take that color down a little bit more. And when I say take it down, it's going to kind of melt over top. It's going to be not as bright. I know a lot of times I use, I guess, industry terms, and I really want to make sure that y'all are understanding. I get out of control. And you know what's easier than the 2-finger rule and all of that? Is taking your foundation brush before any powder and just kind of reshaping it where you want it. Where does it look good on you? Kind of step back and go, okay, where do I want this? Did I not want it that far under my eye? No problem. Foundation brush. Did I not want it this far over? No problem. Just kind of go right back over it. Or you could leave it the exact way you want. But I feel like a lot of times when we're having to measure and we're trying to do things like that, it's a little bit harder. But what's easier for me is I just kind of sit back and go, does this look okay? Okay, I want it a little less. It went down a little too far. Just kind of fix it with the foundation brush. So that's what works for me. And maybe that'll work for you. Now let's get our powder on. I'm using the Givenchy with my little setting puff. And see, that even takes it down even more. And I swear blush under a powder like this is a filter. That just looks absolutely stunning. And I'm just gonna go ahead and set the center with my Givenchy powder as well. And because I'm trying to go back over the basics, there's the powder. In goes the puff. That's too much. Notice how it's a little uneven. That's the Gene Bean hair. We love him. I even that out. Don't worry about wasting that. We're gonna come back and grab that in just a second, but underneath the eye, it needs to be extremely even. So let's go ahead. We're gonna have creases because there's no powder here. Smooth them back in and then we set. So remember this that we thought we were gonna waste? Now just pick that up on your puff. And it doesn't have to be even for the rest of the face. The under eye is just such a delicate area that that powder just needs to be perfectly even and go on almost all at once. It's like an instant set. And then by working it in like that, there's enough powder in here now just to kind of keep setting and working it into that foundation, into the concealer, into the blush, into the bronzer. So let's fix this situation. What happens here is the glue sometimes moves our liner around. So I have that same gel liner that we used, and we're gonna have a lot more control with gel liner. Even if I'll do any other kind of liner, if I need to fix, I'm gonna use gel because gel just does not run away. Look how much better that looks already. Just really work it into the lashes. And we'll get our precision here. And then I'll even kind of push it underneath the lashes because I clean my lashes, but sometimes eyeshadow does fall on them. So I just push it underneath. And when I say underneath, I'm talking about the base of the lashes, not the skin underneath there. We're not tight lining. Listen, and if you want it to look like you've actually edited your lash line, before that liner sets, grab black eyeshadow, any black eyeshadow, but you have to do it before the gel liner sets because you might have fallout later. Grab black eyeshadow on the E26 and then tap that on top. And what it does, it hides shine. Shine is usually the giveaway on the lash line. But if you do this, it hides all of that, and then it honestly looks like you've edited your lash line to be extremely dark. But again, do it before that liner sets because that liner will grab it and lock onto it, and then you won't have fallout and it won't fade or kind of fall down under here later. So let's grab the blue again and we'll place that just towards the inner part of the eye. I'm using an E27. And then for the outer part of the eye, let's just kind of shade a little bit with this color. Oh, Gene. He's either sleeping or playing the trumpet over there. If you're new here, that is actually a big orange cat, not a giant bulldog. That's so pretty. Now for lips, we're kind of going to mimic what we've got going on here on the lid. So we're going to need a peachy nude. This one's from Valentino, and it's actually one of my favorite colors of lipstick because it's a peachy coral nude. It's very unique. I love this color. This is 101A. And then we'll grab this lip liner in Nude Mood from Dose of Colors. And we'll finish up the lip line. The color's so pretty. I also love the formula. I feel like it's just so hydrating. I feel like my lips look extra luscious. Goodness me, Jean. I actually wanted a little bit more red, so I grabbed this Makeup Forever Artist Color Pencil and Free Burgundy, and I'm just going to shade here and here. I feel like this, I'm going to do a couple predictions on what we're going to see, makeup. And I feel like we're going to see a lot of extreme lip liner, a lot of shading with lip liner this coming year. That's pretty. And there you have it. I blended it out a little bit more. I'm going to blend it a little bit more with this. Just a little bit more definition. And now these match this situation. That's fun. There you have it. I know this isn't an everyday look. We'll do that tomorrow. We'll do something a little bit more spicy. And then on Wednesday and Thursday and Friday, we got to do some New Year's Eve looks. But to me, I absolutely love this look. And I love how the lips are a little just more berry than the eye, but they're kind of in that same realm. I love makeup. Now I'm going to go take this off, and I'm actually going to film one of my makeup predictions. I thought that would be really, really fun. And as I don't want to go off of what trends, I'm honestly going to try my best to go off of what brands are already putting out. And one of the brands has kind of already set the tone for the rest of the year. And you'll see what the video is. I'm hoping I can get it up tonight. I have a lot to catch up on. Luckily, I love what I do. But I thought that would be really fun. Some makeup predictions. Some things that we're already seeing. I'm seeing a lot of lip shading and then a lot of gloss on top of that. I'm so excited. I'm so excited for the new year, where we're going with makeup. I'm excited. All right. I love you all so much. I'm back. I'm full-time back. Here I am. Not going nowhere. I'm here for the rest of the year. You can't get rid of me. I love you all so much. No idea what I'm posting tonight. I might post that, but either way, I'll see you there, and I love you.